Oh, hey guys, what's going on? Good morning. Welcome in, Paul Gale, and what's we got? Mike Lowe in here. Cool. Thanks for joining me. Just gonna try to get a little shop work done here. Not really sure what will get accomplished, but I haven't done anything in the shop for days, so long overdue. Just took the handlebars off of this bike, maybe as you can see, and gonna swap them out for some beach cruiser style, whatever you want to call them. So trying to get this handle grip loose here, and then we can swap out the controls for the other bike. That's what's up, Paul. I keep my mind busy. I'm supposed to get my service dog in 2 days, so really stoked about that. Trying to take my mind off of it. I can't wait to have her here with me. She's coming all the way from Louisiana, so we left this morning to bring her up. Never easy. See if I can just get her loose with this one. That's not really big enough to grip it. Feeling pretty good today though. Got up this morning and said some prayers and had some fun with Yogi doing burpees in the basement, and then did a little bit of the workout with Jazz, and then went to another online meeting, and now I'm here. So got my mile walk in the meantime. Swap these out. Looks like the because this is ribbed and this one is smooth, I can't fit it in there. A little smoother. So I'll just swap those out. If you can't stay, Paul, it's all right. Appreciate you being here. Hope you enjoy the ride. I'll look for a video there afterwards. See if there's anything up. Let's see if I can get this back on. Should be all right. Huh. I have to change the whole neck out. I guess it's just a smidgen thinner. see if we got what we need here. Oh, Numbskull's here. What's up, Knuckles? Thanks for stopping in, bro. Trying to get a little bit of work done here. As you guys might know, I broke my frame a little while ago. We had some problems with the engine vibrating. A little piece of the piston had actually, one of the rings actually had come off and then hit the piston, and that went inside and sheared off the lining, so the whole journal was vibrating back and forth, and that snapped the frame. I can show you here. So had to start all over, unfortunately. That was a really nice frame. I liked it. Kind of a felt faker style, had a thicker top. Not felt faker, but the actual felt. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to misspeak there. Didn't have the gas tank, but let's see. Great thing about these straight, if I can get it out of here, these straight handlebars is that you can use these on the back of your exhaust. It's like we got the real MZ65 pipe here. See, it's a little heavier than the clone, and it's made out of steel, but you can add quite a bit of distance back there for a stinger. Get that way behind your bike so you're not getting oil all over your rear wheel or something like that. Great question, Knuckles. I just missed that. It's aluminum. I do not have a welder at this time. I did have just a regular little MIG wire fed back around Christmas a couple years ago when I first moved in here. I ended up homeless for a couple of months and had to sell it. But I would like to get another one if God will provide me the money some way. So at that point, maybe I will think about getting, seat post. Yeah. Actually, what I do with the seat post, Paul, is I take the extra ones and then I'll put them down inside of the tube. So you're reinforced all the way down here. I've had a bike, actually the one I was going to work with you on there, that had a seat post in it, but and then it snapped, but that was the thing that saved me. If that wouldn't have been down there, the whole frame could have gone sideways or something. But I'll stick the seat post down in there, and then you can still get your other one up top in. Even if you have to cut a couple of them and section them out so you can get your seat to the right height, that's definitely worth the time doing. Propane torch. I don't have a torch either. My buddy, Dreadlock Will, that's been on the show several times, his grandmother was his mother who raised him. She just passed, so he's up in thing's gonna go flying. There we go. He's up in Massachusetts, just up above me, but usually when I need to use a propane torch, I just get it from him. He'll stop by, but we'll get there eventually. Yeah, I know you probably get them for 20, 30 bucks, whatever, but, you know, I had a miniature stroke at the beginning of the year, May, and then I was supposed to go back to work a couple weeks later in June, and I got attacked and had my arm broke, and then after all that, I got hit by a car and left for dead on the side of the road down there, down the street from here, so, haven't had work in over 6 months. It's definitely pressing in my mind. I would like to find something, but a lot of the jobs that I would maybe pick up around here are kind of seasonal, you know, doing landscaping or something like that. So just have to be patient, and when the time presents itself, definitely try to get in there and do what I can do. So. Oh, wow. Oh my goodness, Matt's is in here. Hold on, Matt's. I don't know. This might have been your first time on a live. Great guy. If you guys don't know who he is, let's see here. We're going to give you a spanner. Should be able to click on anybody in Matt's. He does some really funny shorts, and they've done some driving videos around the country over there. I want to say he's in, Norway, as the name says. The welding rods definitely would be a blessing. Knuckles, I would definitely, hold on to them. I don't have the welder right now, but I mean, if you wanted to send them, you could. It'd just be, I mean, it'd give me something to press me forward. Maybe having that here would just somehow emanate a blessing, and I'd get the money for a welder too. But definitely appreciate the offer. So, let's see here. I'm going to get this loose and get in there. Oh. All right. Pry this loose a little bit. There we go. All right. So that one's going off. This one we want to put on. A little chunk of dirt here. Knock that out. Looks like we'll have a fit. What's... Okay, I'm sorry, Paul. I'm trying to work here. I can't really keep up with what everybody's saying. I joined my Stinger 2 silencer with a seat post, top 2 inches long, fit inside and out. That's a great idea. Oh. Gonna try to fix the bike today, Matt. Thanks for asking. Okay, Paul. Thanks for coming along. Got quite a few in here, guys. If you can give us a thumbs up, we appreciate it. And as always, everybody in the chat, if you would like to subscribe to somebody else there, please feel free. Just tap on their name. If you're on a phone, it's going to come up a little box. It says go to channel. You can just click subscribe and then click right back down, and you won't lose the feed. It might help if I got these in the right way. I do have them in the right way, okay. Or do I? No, they are upside down. Huh. I don't get it yet. Thanks for being patient, everybody. Technical difficulties. All right, that's looking solid, much better. Let's get this tightened up. Bike building 101. Get that as tight as we can. All right, that seems good. So, let's see what we got here. I will, Knuckles. Thank you so much, man. Yeah, definitely. I will look into that. Thank you. So hopefully you guys can see what we got done here so far. We swapped out the neck and, well, we swapped out took the handlebars off. We had to swap the necks out. This was just a millimeter or so bigger. So we'll put that aside and save that for an exhaust. Now, next step, I'm gonna find the wrench. We're gonna loosen our trigger here for the clutch, and then we can get our shifting cables. Let's see if this brake. I'm gonna have to loosen the brake and take that out to get that on. The cable's not long enough. That's all right. And we will be able to get that brake cable or that brake lever on there. I think we need a 10 millimeter if I'm not mistaken. Alright, we'll tighten that back up after. We're just getting everything positioned right now as it is. Let's see here. Got some more thumbs up. Thanks, everybody. Alright, so we got some handlebars in place. We got to figure out what we're going to do for a throttle. I am tossed up right now, kind of. Do I want to put on a thumb throttle or do I want to put on a actual wrist twister? I know I've got one laying around here, I just got to locate it. Okay. Let me see what else is down here. Oh, here's the throttle. Here's the throttle already hooked to a carburetor, so that saves us a little bit of trouble. Check our action here. I don't know if you guys will be able to see that, but we're going to try to just make sure the slide is good. That's going up and down in the Venturi, so shouldn't be a problem there. That's on. We'll tighten that on. Like I said, we're just mocking this all in. We'll tighten everything down when it gets to that stage. All right, next. Got to figure out what we're going to use for a base. Thinking this one right now. So get that on the stand. Turn that so you guys can see it. guys and gals, I should say. I'm not sure who's all in the chat with us today, but whoever you are, thanks for being here. Just make sure it didn't have any dust in there. Give her a little blow. All right. Now, looking for a piston. See, I have one here. And see if it's gonna be a good fit here. I think that's gonna work just fine. So we're gonna want to go ahead and get our con rod and get a bearing, our needle bearing. That one's seized. Let's get one out of our little handy dandy box. Extra parts. I'm not sure what we have here, but we'll take a look. All right, and first guess was the right one. So let me see what we can see. Make sure we've got the right spacing for our piston, because if it's too long or too short, we could have a problem there. And that one is too long. Actually, I started windowing this piston out and put a little cheat channel in here to add for a boost port. Let me see if I have another one handy. All right, this one's tried and true. We can clean a little bit. Why not? For posterity's sake. We could use an acid or a wash. I'm gonna go with the Dremel real quick here, guys. Just give me a second to set it up. And we'll try to get something on there that's got a low abrasive quality. Bring our outdoor power in here just so it's easier. Alright, move a couple things here real quick, get in some other storage. Bear with me, fellas. Alright, I got an aluminum wash. We're going to just take a tiny little bit of that. Not sponsored or anything, but this is what I got here. Bush. It's the brand. We'll dip our Dremel tip right in there. And give her a go. see, we're getting into some serious carbon buildup, so I'm gonna add a little bit more. Let me wipe her down. Okay, move this back so you guys can see. A little easier. Really, this is just overkill, but might as well. I'm gonna wipe it again here. All right. I'm happy with that. Hope you guys are too. And we just need to dig out some rings. Find a needle bearing. Those are clips. We'll need that afterwards anyway. And again, we're going to check our length on our con rod. Let's see here. I think that looks good. Should be able to sit that. I get it jammed in there. Come on, baby. Ah! Something just went flying. Stuck to the magnet. All right. Push that back out. We're good there. Just gonna inspect this real quick. We're looking for any kind of flat spots, unusual wear. Make sure all the pins are rolling. Get that on there. Flip that around. We can feel everything moving. We're definitely going to grease that up. What am I looking for? Grease, probably. All right. Grease is out here. Get a couple of Q-tips worth on there. We'll just use the finger. Good old finger trick. Just give that a good liberal coat. Now use that in the loosest terms possible. You can see we're putting red on there. That is sticky tack from Lucas. And you can find that in just about any carport center or other store like such. All right, and for the rings, we got to get some rings. Let me get those. plenty to choose from there. I believe these are both brand new. We want to look for any kind of flat spot that we can see ahead of time. Smoke 300 in the house. What's up? Thanks for coming in here. Sorry if I missed anybody else. Thanks for the thumbs up. Thanks for being part of the show. All right. They appear to go together well. We're going to meet our clip just fine on our pin on the piston. You can see this one doesn't have the coating. So I am going to look just briefly, try to inspect it. It appears to be smooth the whole way around. If you noticed any flat spots on there, you wouldn't want to use that because that's going to be a problem when you get it in your system. Go ahead and get our needle bearing in place. Turn the camera a little more for you guys. Hopefully you can see all right. There's a little sunshine there, I'm sorry. Here we go. All right, so we're gonna want to put this piston on. Your pins for your rings always want to be facing the intake or the rear of the motor. So we got that positioned. Try to slide this through without too much determination. I think we're locked in. We're just gonna have to push her through a little bit. We'll use the needle nose pliers for that. We can slide them in as they're tapered. It'll grab and force it through. Well, it should anyway. Let's see here. Yep, I'm through. Might be off a tiny little bit. I really don't think this is bent. We've used this piston before, so there may be some carbon in there. There may be a little bit of the aluminum in the piston itself that's heated and warped. But it's what I have to work with at the moment, so I'm gonna try to make the best of it. And on that note, we need something to send it. So we'll just try the same thing again here, possibly. Oh, this is jumping all over the place, so. All right. Bring the camera up in here so you guys can see. We're in there where we need to be. Got a little bit of room. Should be all right. Now we got to get some circlips or G-clips, whichever you prefer to use. Got a couple new ones here. These are the G-clips. Some people like the C or the circlip. G-clips was the original one. They just formed it so it had the hooks on both ends. Really no difference. Some guys like the C-clip because you can use your needle nose and pinch it in. I have a technique after doing this so many times that I can just wind them in anyway. And right. Okay, get that sit just a little bit more. Well, we're actually out past through there, but we'll move it back over. Just want to give ourselves space. So the trick with this is you want your open end to go in, if I can do it. The open end to go in, and then you're going to just roll in and push in at the same time. Make sure it sits. You want to spin it a couple of times and make sure you're on your track. which I'm trying to do at the moment. Bear with me, I don't have the best light with this. Oh, brought it back out actually. We'll get her in there. So, all right. No, it's the second time I've done it. Come on, bugger. Not the easiest part of assembling a motor, or engine I should say. I have another pair here that might work easier. I can find them. It's a little thicker. Won't be able to move around as much. And I'm actually going to swap clips here. That one might not be new. Definitely want to use a new clip if you can when you're doing this. If you have to make do with an older one, it's fine. But anytime you can use a new clip, always try to go that route. All right, in there like swimwear. I'm gonna push that con rod back across, right up against it. A little tap. Okay. Flip this around so I can work on it easier. And little magnet inside your tray. That's a good trick so you don't lose these if you're picking them up and pulling them out. Oh, hold on, guys. I've been missing a chat here. What motor is that? It says Ethan Durham. Ethan, I'm going to make you a mod as well. Give you the little spanner wrench. You should be able to click on anybody's name and ask any question, or subscribe to their channel. Just push on their name and a little box will come up, says go to channel. Subscribe and just come right back into the feed. And to answer your question, this is a basically about a 66 cubic inch, or like most people in the United States will call it 80 cc. But as it comes from the box in China, their measurements are not quite the same as ours. By the time we get a good pipe and a good carburetor on here, we'll have about 80 cc's though, so 6 of a dozen, half of the other. Oh, I got this backwards. All right. Oh. I'm going to cheat. Show you guys the other example that we were talking about here. And find my other pliers. This is your C clip, as you can see. It has the hook on both ends and it looks more like a C than the single line across, which is a G. And then you can pinch that pretty easily and just walk it right in, let it go. I should be able to anyway here. Oh. All right. Check and make sure that's locked into the track, same as the other side. Other side's good, they're both in there, great. So, are we gonna use a gasket is the next question. Many of you may be wondering, what is the gasket? What is that for? Well, it could serve for a couple of purposes. If you wanna jack this or lift this, it's going to raise that, which advances your port timing. Instead of being down in like 90, 100, you can get up to 110, 120. And then work on your exhaust from there. First thing we got to do is just check and see if this piston is an A-hole or B-hole setup. I did not take the time to look at that, so we may just have a spacer plate that I've modified and put in there. Squirrel Sniper in the house, everybody. What's up, Squirrel Sniper? All right. Why am I stuck here now? That's the next thing I need to figure out. Squirrel, thanks for being here. Really do appreciate you. That is peculiar. Some kind of a reason this is locked. It should not be. Oh, maybe it chose the wrong case. Fair enough. I do have a problem with that for some reason. Let's see here. Oh boy. Rascally rat. All right. This throws us for a whole other loop. I was going to try to use that one. What do we got here? We got clean bolts. Nothing broken, so we have a good way to mount. Let me get in here and try to take this apart. See if this one's going to work. Obviously, you can see it's been sitting for a while, a little rusted. The main drive on here is, the teeth are gone. That's why that was sitting there. Let me see if we can show you guys. We sheared those right out. You can see the higher raised edge on that. So, obviously something you can't use because it's not going to turn. This actually might be an easier build. I don't remember if the piston was good in here. If it is, all we have to do is just change out our main drive and then we can put the hardware on and get it on the frame. So, again, technical difficulties. Trying to rush, so excited here, guys. Haven't had a bike running in a while. Thanks for being part of the show. Thanks for the thumbs up. And new subscribers, thanks for being here. And if you've been here for a while, really do appreciate your support. Guys, do check out Squirrel Sniper. Does some really awesome stuff with woodworking, if I'm not mistaken. And if I've given you a wrong rep, I do apologize. I haven't been over your channel for a while too, so need to get back there and watch some more of your videos. All right, we got those loose. So let me just twist that off by hand, easy enough. Wherever you are in the world, hope you have a wonderful day. If you're here in the States or if you're abroad, I'll be thinking of you and praying for you. A lot of craziness going on in the world. I don't know if it's the end times, but I do believe the good Lord is coming back eventually. So hope you can all find a meaningful relationship with God and your life gets better after that. It's definitely made a big difference in mine. All right. We got our head loose. That's off. I'm going to just turn this over real quick. Show you guys what's going on in here. I don't see anything unusual. We definitely have action the whole way around. Looking at our, it's probably a little fuzzy, I don't know if you guys can see, but I am looking at our the, what am I trying to say? The exhaust threading, and I believe those are both solid solid receptors there. There's nothing stripped out, so let's try to get a tool on here. We'll get some little 3-in-1. This stuff works great. Again, not sponsored, but just give you guys the tips that I have, whatever we can do to help each other. So let's see here. Find a tool. All right. No, I don't need the timing wheel. But here's your tool that comes with your kit. If you don't know, if you're new to this, at some point in time, it'll probably really come in handy. We're just going to take that 3-in-1 round there, and hopefully we got a good mount, or a good bite, good thread. That could be a problem, getting that off. Otherwise, we're going right in. Thank God for that. That is one of the most difficult things. If you are rebuilding an engine, that is often a problem. 9 out of 10, you're either going to lose a piston, the rings will come loose. Aussie chick is here. Hey, hon. Thank you, ma'am. Nice to see you. What am I doing, mate? Well, we're trying to build an engine here. As you guys know, the other bike we were riding, we got some stuff we're working on here, obviously, the other bikes, but this was my daily. My neighbor's boyfriend ended up ODing on drugs a few months back. Sad to say, but I don't mean to bring anybody's business up, but she ended up giving me this other bike, and I finally got the crank fixed and replaced on there. So we had to get a new square taper bearing, so now I have that to get to the store. And since this frame got cracked by the other engine that was on there because we had a problem with the piston losing part of the ring, and then it hit the piston, and then those pieces went down inside of the case and sheared off the inside of the case, which caused the crank to move back and forth, and it snapped the frame. So starting over from scratch, be really happy to get this thing up and going. So far this morning, what we've been able to do, Aussie. Oh, whoa, let's see here. Sorry, man, I'm missing these people coming in. If I don't mention you, I really do apologize. We're going to give you a spanner as well, sir. You should have the little blue wrench now, and you can click on anybody's name and join their channel at will. And jump right back into the feed. A little box comes up, says go to channel, subscribe, go back to the box, click back. Let's see here. I got somebody at my door. I have to bear with us, folks. Oh, I got a grocery delivery, everybody. Just give me 2 or 3 minutes and I'll be right back in. Please do stay with us. So happy we got so many people in here today. But just bear with me just a moment and we'll be right back with you. Take time to get a coffee or juice or light your cigarette, whatever, and then we'll try to get this bearing changed out and get it on the bike. How are you? All right. So I do apologize for the interruption. Back out of here. Let me catch up with these techs, see if anybody else jumps in here or has jumped in here. Thanks for the thumbs up, everybody. Adam Confidential into bikes as well. Wonderful. Just ordered Hungry Jacks. Let's see here. All right. Yeah. Definitely got plenty of bikes here. So really do appreciate everybody coming aboard, giving us the support. That is so wonderful. Yeah. If you're new to the channel, I'm probably going to be switching it up a little bit over the next few days. I'm going to be getting a service dog, and I've been waiting for her for quite some time. So we'll be taking a little hiatus from the bikes. We'll still be doing stuff. But you may see me walking with the dog and having some fun trying to train her a little better. We got Hagen Charm from Hamburg, Germany. All right, we're going to add you as a moderator too. You have a wrench now, sir. You can click on anybody's name and subscribe to them. Wall Dunk, God bless you. So, all right, what we want to do next is get a socket on here that fits. Now we're going to try to turn this in, obviously, and when we do that, the drive gear is going to turn our clutch, and then that's going to move, so we're not going to be able to move the principal in on the inside of our clutch puller. So we want to push that through, so we're going to have to put something in here to block that from turning. That's easy to do. We can use anything. You can use an Allen key, whatever. Just something that's going to go in between the teeth and keep the engine from moving. So we try to do it. I say it's easy, but now the problem, as I told you that, is this. We're actually taking out the main drive gear, which is the teeth are gone. You can see they're raised up on the edges. They're stripped out. So this is lower. So this is actually just spinning no matter what. So we're going to have to put a pair of vice grips on here. Normally we could just put something right in there and get that to hold. Easy fix. No problem at all. All right. Well, let's see here. We need a pair of vice grips. And I'm going to raise this camera up just a little bit here. Hopefully that helps without knocking anything over. That's kind of the idea. Nope, that's not going to do any better. So I guess you guys can see all right. I'm just confused myself. I'm looking at it and I see all the text and chats and stuff. Hello, Juka Ovaskanen. I'm sorry if I've mispronounced your name. We're going to give you a wrench too. You can now click on anybody's name and subscribe to their channel. A little box comes up, says go to channel, subscribe, and then just click the back arrow. You'll be right back here. Thanks for coming along, and thank you everybody else for being here. This really is a blessing. Appreciate all the support, the thumbs ups. I know we've had quite a few people sharing our videos, which is also awesome. Oh, so actually it came off the thread. We're gonna have to move this back in more. Let's see here. Oh, you know what? I think I do know what this one is. Hold on. Gotta clean it first. Okay, we just weren't in there far enough. That's my fault. Trying to rush through this, keep you guys going here, so you're not bored with this. We're gonna, actually what we're gonna do is we're gonna hold this back again, and then we'll get a spanner or a plumber's wrench like we were talking about. Awesome. I have some great friends over in Germany. wonderful woman, Steffi. If you go into my subscriptions under my playlists and stuff, there's also playlists in there if you're new to the channel. You want to learn about motorized bikes. We definitely have how to build an engine, how to tune a carburetor, how to put a reed valve together properly. All step 1 through 1 on everything, on tearing the engine down, putting it back together. We got stuff on wiring your bike, adding lights to your bike, which a lot of people don't take the time to do over here in America. And it really is helpful if you are without your driver's license and you have to travel early in the morning to get to work, or if you're a late night rider, you should definitely be protected. There's a lot of crazy people out there that don't pay attention to the road, so as some of you may know, I've actually been hit 2 or 3 times. God has spared my life every time without super serious injury. Never had any broken bones with it. Lost all the skin on my body on this side, but it is what it is with that. So let's see, I hope I need to really get a better purchase on there to make sure this is really in there well. Let me try to get this up top and see if it'll be enough pressure. Nope, I have to go underneath with it. And tighten this just a little. Oh, it's gonna come right out of the engine stand. I'm just gonna use my, all right, I'm just fighting it now. It's not doing anything. Hopefully that's in there enough. Let's see what we can do. All right, so I'm gonna put our, if I can get it back on. Just see if I have a thinner wrench we can get in there, and we can turn this in further. See if either of these are thinner than the other. Actually, the one we were using was thinner. Let's see if we can get just another smidge. I'll loosen it just a tad. Well, all right. Hopefully it doesn't pop back off. We may have that issue again. Like I said, these definitely are the biggest problem. If you have to rebuild an engine, it's either going to be, you know, having a problem with losing a piston ring where it detonates, or this main drive is usually the thing that's going to wear out. Popped off again. All right, we did get it loose a little bit. Well, we can keep trying it and just back it right out. I do have a clutch puller, a different clutch puller. I'm not sure if we can get it on there. This is something you would use for like a brake or something, so we could try that one. Wow, guess I'm gonna have to hire a maid later today. Oh no, it's me. It says here, I don't have motorized bike, but everything with engine is interesting. Thank you. Well, thank you for being here. I think this may work. What we can do is we'll bring these clips in first. So we're moving these feelers down. We'll try to bring those in as far as we can on both sides, and that's just a couple more turns. Now that we have that in place, we're going to try to go around the edge of the teeth here. Hopefully you guys can see that. And then we just got to take this straight in. If it's going to be long enough, that's going to be the trick or not. Oh, we're just not there. All right, this is going to be interesting. How can we get this thing loose? Let's go back to this one once more. I really do hope this is going to work. I want to ride today. It's so beautiful. It's been like 60 degrees and just yucky. The problem, I can show you guys why this is happening, is right there. There's actually a whole piece of that tooth missing. So as this threads in, it's going to expand when I put the pressure on it. So we can get that vice grip back on there tight enough that it keeps that from happening. We may get lucky yet. So again, thanks for sticking with us. This isn't an exact science. I would like to be able to build this thing with you guys, and if you're here long enough to actually see it running, that would be great. You can always come back and watch it some other time. And let's see. All right, we're spinning that around. Let me find where that piece is at again so we can get the pressure on that. I'm also going to move this a little tighter. Oh, if I can. Oh. All right. So now I'm going to turn this in. I don't know if I can even. So we got that so tight. Let's see here. First, we'll do this. We'll hold it with this wrench. And we'll try to get it in there as far as we can with the other one. There's a turn. There's a turn. It's going. Get her again. All right, I'm not sure if that's actually biting or not. That's the only problem. Let's see if we can find that little piece that's cut out and get that on there so it doesn't move. Oh, ooh. Wish I was the Man of Steel. Need Superman. Need. Thank God for his help with that. Let's get all my some of the stuff picked up here real quick so I don't forget, and something we need maybe. All right. Gonna try it again. I don't know if it's gonna work. Oh, come on, baby. Go slow. Nope. All right. So, what is the next step? We're going to have to cut this off with the Dremel. Let's see here. To do that, what we're going to want to do first, have to pinch the rings back afterwards. Let's get something in here to protect this so we don't get any debris down in the bottom of our case. We'll actually go to the other side. And we're going to take take this drive off. Too many tools in the way here now. Let me clean this back up. All right, now we can see what we're doing. So that cylinder looks really good too. No defects in there whatsoever. This should run really well. Just a matter of getting that changed. So why I'm doing this, let me explain to you. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take the driven gear, not the drive, but the driven gear, which goes to our chain. We're gonna take that off. We're gonna pop the clutch out. That whole side the other side is going to take that big bell out of there, and then that's going to give us plenty of room to work with our Dremel. That way we don't have to sit there and try to dig in and around and all that. So, should be pretty easy, hopefully. Okay, all right, where were we at? Need to get a little breaker in here. And you want to use just a regular nut. You can get the nut right in there. You turn this a little more so hopefully you can see it better, but we'll put that right up onto the case. It's actually not big enough. I'll get one in there that is. I can use anything really. Let's see if that'll work. Nope, that's not big enough either. Well, here, we can use a socket perhaps. Oh. Just hold that. No, that's not going to get in it. Ah, yeah, we can. We'll go this way with it. So, oh, and get it to lock on the tooth. Oh. Okay, let's go to a wrench instead of the, I'm going to use this tool. We need something longer to go through it. So I get a screwdriver in there, that's the right one. Get some with a handle so we can grip it easy. All right. Now, let's see here. Yeah, we need to, let's get a bolt. Into our handy dandy parts collection here. And I think this, nope, that's not big enough either. It really isn't that hard. I'm frustrating myself, probably you guys. Okay, I think this might work. Let's see here. All right. Okay, that slid off, so that's on there that tight. We are going to have to use a socket. We're looking for this one right here. Nope. And 19. Is this it? 16, 18, 17. All right, let's find it. It's in there. 22, 21. And it is hiding. Which means I left it over here somewhere, more than likely. Tried another one of these, and we're going to use a Allen wrench, Allen key instead. Just jam the living crap out of it. Andy Brownie. Brownlee, thank you. Thank you for saying that. We're going to add a wrench to you as well. Thank you everybody for being here. Give us a thumbs up. I really would appreciate it. We are working on a little 66 cc engine, a two-stroke engine, and that is going to go on this bike over here when we're done. We put the handlebars on here this morning, swapped those out, can see we got another one here in the works with the sprocket on already. So we could even just change that out, put that on there for now so we can get to a ride quicker. But we had a little problem. We started building an engine and I didn't realize that the bottom end of the journal on this was jammed up. So we probably got a bad bearing in there on the bottom. So we had taken the time to put a new piston on that, new piston on that, and unfortunately that was a bust. So see if we can get this loose. Man, sucker's on there. I really wish I could find my socket. Maybe it's on the ground over there, but it is not. No worries, we'll keep going with this. Bound to come loose sooner or later. If we can get it loose. God help us now. All right. See if we get the little persuasion. Oh, I'm really struggling with this thing. It's just crazy. It shouldn't be this hard. Usually they do come loose. Wow. All right. Maybe that's the problem. We'll just have to take it off of the engine stand for the moment. That way we can station it better and put more force on it. Almost had it. Ugh. All right. Let's find the other one. This one's a little longer. This might give us more torsion. Get our bolt back in there in place to hold it. Oh, you stinker. Now we broke the top of the case off. Oh my goodness. Is this just going to be the comedy of errors today? I can't. All right. Well, at least it's a part that doesn't matter at this point. How are we going to get this out of here? Definitely need to find the wrench. Sorry for the delay, everyone. Just bear with me. We will try to find the piece we are missing and get this thing going in just a second. And alas, here it is. All right. All that trouble. We're just looking in the wrong spot. Okay. Now we got a socket. We can really put some force on it. Try to get this in here to hold it again. There we go, thank God. Got that loose. Okay. Right. Now, the other thing that you want to pay attention to if you're doing this is inside. I'll have to turn it the other way. Inside of here, there is a little ball bearing. And when you have your clutch cover on here, the arm that actuates that, there's a little rod, and that pushes it up and down. And that keeps that, when it's not engaged, it just spins in there and keeps that from wearing out. So what we have to do is we got to make sure we try to save that. There's really no easy way to get that out of there. You go in there with a couple of Q-tips and try to clean it out, and then try to use a magnet. Typically what I do, just to save some time, is just tap it out. Seems like it already fell on the ground. Unfortunately, I have another one. We'll find it in a minute. Now that we have that off, what we want to do next, we'll get this back in the stand so you guys can see all right. We have a little keeper in here. It's kind of a washer with little fingers on it. And we want to get that loose before we try to take that gear off. Sometimes it comes out easy and sometimes it's kind of a bugger. There we go, we got it there. So set that aside, we'll use that again. Now, the same tool we were using before, this is what we were trying to do. We want to change and put that gear on the other side. So we already have one ready, a brand new one to go on. We just get our gear puller in here. Again, we'll use a little bit of silicone oil, 3-in-1 silicone oil. And we're going to just thread the threads. That way it'll go in pretty deep and it doesn't get bound up on there. Let's try to just walk that right in if we can. All right, that should do it. Now we'd have to hold that still. We can do that easy enough. Get our vice grip on here. And the other side, will that hold it? No, because we have the strip threads. Probably end up doing is just use these channel locks. And need to get our other wrench back here. This is our other socket we're going to use. I'm sorry, not the wrench, but the socket. And try to walk that off. All right, let me get this down off the stand again. Should get a little more force on it. I'm gonna hold it easier. Almost got it. It's coming. Ooh. Whew. Getting a good sweat on it. I'm not even exercising. All right. Oh. Come on, baby. God help me now. Man, this thing's a sucker. Let's see here. Oh. Well, if nothing else, you can have a good laugh watching me try to do this. Good Lord, I got all my body strength on there and it doesn't want to budge. Let's see here, back this out just a smidge real quick. Okay. Now let's see here, grab the other one. Go right on top of that. Oh, out the back of it. Yeah. Get this back in the stand. Let's see what we're going to try to do here. We can get that over top of the teeth. I have to loosen it. And then we can just push down on top of that one, hopefully. And crank it off rather than trying to twist it off. It's the same number of turns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. See if that gives us enough room to get over top. There we go. All right, we're on there now. Oh, I'm going to bring this up over top of that. All right. Hopefully it'll work. Try to tighten this a little bit if we can. Keep it from bouncing off of here. And see if we can get something in here to turn this with. If it's going to stay on top of this or not is going to be the trick. It may try to walk itself off. Man, this is quite a challenge we're having here with this thing. My goodness. All right, those are evened up. Get that on top of there. Let's get this back in here. Oh, you stinker. All right, that's not gonna work. That's just making it harder. Let me try this once more. Down here. See if we can get this to go. Can I put the other wrench on the other side? Possibly hold it from the other side. Not tight enough yet. Okay, now it's in there. Oh, good. Now I got a counterbalance too. No, not quite. I get her a little better. Ah, come on. If it was easy, everybody'd be doing it. The screws come very tight from factory. I remember talking. Yeah. Yeah, man, it's never easy. Stuff is simple sometimes, and sometimes it's just like, why is this giving me so much grief? You know, and you would think these things are all the same. They have just the tiniest little variances. There it goes. We got it now. All right. Thank God for that help there. Woo! Perfect. And so now we got that off. We've got a specialty tool from a friend of ours down in Louisiana. If you're new to the channel and you don't know who Kevin's shop is, you can check out Kevin's shop. Should come right up under Motorized Bikes, but if not, you can definitely just go into my subscriptions and find his name there. And he was kind enough to make me this tool and send it up here. So this is actually, he only made about 5 or 6 of these and sent them across the United States to a select few. So definitely feel fortunate to have one of those, and it's a blessing. Let's just make sure we have to pull out. There's a little tiny Woodruff key in here. Hopefully you guys can see it. It's right there. We'll just pop that out with our needle nose pliers. And then we're gonna put that clutch pulling tool in there, or I should say driving tool really. We'll just tap on that and pop that right out. I should say in theory, however, because as you guys have seen, if you've been here for the show from the beginning, we've had several different setbacks, and you just have to improvise and overcome. Strive to do the next right thing. So typically you don't want to lose these. You can't get those at your hardware store. You do have to order those online. Let's put that somewhere where it's not going to get lost. All right. So it's going to sound like I'm beating the living crap out of this thing. It really should come right out. But as soon as we have that out, we'll be able to get in there with the Dremel. And then once we have the Dremel, cut that gear out of there, and we can just swap those gears out. So without further ado, I'm going to just do this outside here so I don't bang my floor up. All right, got our clutch out. Perfect, perfect. This tool is really unique in itself too, because you can also use it to work on bearings, as you see the tapered step there. So again, if you guys don't know who Kevin's shop is, big shout out, big thumbs up. Definitely get some good information over there on motorized bikes, motorized bike safety, engine building, and several other topics. Definitely a good place if you're into this hobby sport. So now we got that out. We're checking our bearing. I'm not feeling any, feels good. There's nothing sticking, it's not grinding, it's not rubbing. Shouldn't really have a problem. Is a sealed bearing. Sometimes they will go, so since we're at it like this, we might as well just make sure that everything's proper. We're gonna clean this out inside. We'll go ahead and get some fresh grease in there when we put the spring back in there, keep it nice and lubricated. And now we have the room to get in here with our Dremel. So let's get the cutting tool set up on that and we'll keep going. Oh, if I can find her. There we go. Cutting tool. Whole bag of tricks there. Those are our tungsten carbide bits. We use those when we are doing port work to advance the port timing, or to adjust the port timing, or to open the exhaust to allow more blowdown, whatever the situation calls for. But they are definitely I cannot do without in this shop. If you do want to get into bikes and motor building, or just bikes in general, the one tool that I would recommend, if I can find it around here, well, it is here. It might have fallen on the floor, but you need a good pair of line cables for your brakes, your clutch. You're going to constantly be adjusting those things and replacing those things. All right, Knuckles, thanks for being here. I really appreciate you staying so long. Thanks for the thumbs up. If you don't know who Knuckles is, he does some huge slingshot stuff, shooting stuff in the backyard. He got a few guys that are into that sport. And he comes on live and does quite a bit of talks. So if it's a pastime you might be interested in, definitely stop over there and check him out as well. Thanks, Knuckles. We love you. God bless you today. All right, now let's see here. Oh yeah, this is what we were doing, getting this thing set up. This out of the way. get our little tool out of there we were using to clean the other piston with. And we'll get this on here, get it nice and tight. And then, since we already have a spot on here that's kind of broken, we can just cut right in there where that's already partially out of the way. We should be able to save ourselves a little bit of extra trouble. I would recommend safety glasses if you're doing this. I am going to just brave it. But instead of going straight in, I think I'm probably going to try to cut just a little bit on the side. I want to try to avoid some of this stuff in there if we can. You guys can see where we're at. All right, I'm not sure how close we are, but we're going to get in here with our light. We don't want to cut into the spindle on the journal at all. We are almost there, I would say. We'll probably come back across this way and have a large chunk we can take out of there and then just slide that right out, hopefully. Let me take another look at it. Thanks for bearing with us here. Hope you enjoyed the light show. Almost cut the whole way through off the back of that. So once we get this cut out, that little piece off, we'll be able to get just a little more off of there. And I think that should come right out. So just double check our tool. The head's nice and tight on there. All right, our disc decided it was done. Thank God we have plenty of those. We'll change that right out. Easy peasy, you can get these pretty cheap. Ryobis, I mean, they're not Dremel. They are the quick release, it's the same difference. Whether you use Dremel or there's a few other brands out there you can get, but more bang for the buck here. So that's what we went with. And let's get this all back together. All right. Almost tight. Oh. Okay, and just get some pliers on that real quick. Make sure she's secure. Tighten it right down. And it might help if you go the right way. All right, there we go. All right, let's get that out of there before we melt our seal. If we can. There we go, nice and hot. Chuck that out the door. Get our light up here, let's look at this again. All right, I'm gonna cut just a little piece off here on the front, and I think we should be able to just pull that right off. Turn this just a little bit. I don't know what they call it. What is it? ASMR? A little sparks or something? Make sure we're not cutting into our spindle at all. We are right there. Try to get a screwdriver in there and just tap on that, see if we can snap that off. Perfect. Sure, that's mighty hot. Oh, it even held to the screwdriver with the magnetic tip. That's awesome. All right, let's see what we got going on in here. All right. Actually, we may, if we can get the other gear puller in here or not. Get the light out of your guys' eyes. Oh! Ha, ha, ha. There we go. All right, see if we can get our gear puller in there maybe and just give that a little bit of force. Now we got that other part out of the way. Hopefully this will make it down in there. I'm not sure if it's going to be might be too short. But we'll just see if it'll line up or not. Oh. Slow down, take my time. We're trying to rush. I know you guys are just as anxious as I am to get this thing built. Try to get it running. So, we're going to run out right there. It's not going to work, unfortunately. We are going to have to just cut the rest of it off. So stick around for a couple more minutes, enjoy the fireworks show, and we'll get this thing going. Do that. All right. See what the screwdriver tells us. We gave it enough. Oh, that's fun. That's fun. All right. Come on, baby. There we go. Success. On a day's work. Thank God for the help with that. Get these things out of the way here. All right. So now we just got to put a new drive on there. Let's take a look at it. We'll get in there and clean it up real quick. Get some of that dust out of the way. Sorry about the light in your eyes, everybody. Hold on. So obviously we need to put our clutch back in there. We want the least amount of debris as possible. We're really not looking to have any kind of foreign objects in here. So all that smatter from the blade cutting that piece off, we're going to want to just try to wipe that out the best as we can. If you had an air hose at home or something you could use like that, definitely recommend it. What I got here is some Q-tips. We can just deep clean this whole area with those. And there was a little bit of grease in there from this thing being on the road and used, so that's just picking everything up. And it really is cleaning up very well with little or no work here. All right, that'll do for the moment. Let's find the drive we're going to put on here. Get that out of the way so that's not bothering everybody. See if we can see here. Hope you can. Thanks for the thumbs up again, everybody who's joined in. If you're new, please feel free to subscribe. We do go live quite a bit. We have a wood drift key in here already. We took the one out from the other clutch. Oh, I'm sorry, from the clutch rather. But you do have also a wood drift key right there. That's going to keep this from moving around when you have it on there. So we'll go ahead and get that lined up, get that right back on. And we can secure that afterwards, and then we'll get our clutch back in. Should be a piece of cake. That's the hope anyway. Actually, we don't even need this tool on there for this part of this. We're just going to line that up. Make sure I've got it centered. I need the light here in front. And see, a little tap. Only problem we might be facing, I have several of these. Sometimes that little slot inside is just a tiny little bit smaller. So we have plenty of extra gears we can use. Let me just look through here and see if I can find it. Looks like it has a bigger slot already. This one might be the maximum efficiency for this. So instead of the one I was going to put on there right now, we'll just use this one. Should go right on. Okay. All right. And now we'll give it a little tap. I'll hold the engine so it doesn't fly off. I'm going to go behind here. We're going to check. Make sure that we haven't pushed that back while we're trying to put that on. In which case we will have to take that back off and put it on properly. I think we're on there, guys. Looking good. So, next step, we can go back and we can get this on here. Oh, that's for the other one. I do have that other piece though right here. Or should have it right here. It may have fallen on the floor when I dropped everything. Get some tools put away in the meantime as well. So we don't have anything jammed up on top of our workspace here. See, this carburetor probably should be in a bag actually, so it's all together and doesn't fall on the floor or something. Dirt doesn't get in it. We don't have to clean it out. So a sandwich bag is a great tool if you want to think of that in your shop. I'm actually going to step away to get one of those, and I'll be back with you in just a second. Feel free to get yourself a drink or coffee. About 2 minutes. We'll be right back. All right. So we've got that in the bag. We'll put that with the rest of our carburetor gear. Usually we want to label that too so we know exactly which one it is. Card boxes here. What am I doing? Goes down there. Okay. All right. Next, we need, what do we need? Oh. Well, let's get the clutch back in. So, looking at this, it does have a little bit of rust deposit on the back of that. We can just take that off real quick. Does it really matter? Probably not. We just like to keep everything clean. So, alright. I think I found what I need here. We're going to want to put this on this. See if it's going to go in, if this is the right one. Yes, it's going to be too long, so we're going to have to cut that with the Dremel as well. But that will definitely go in afterwards. Bravo, bravo. Actually, you know what? I think we'll be all right. Let's just put it in now, get a little Loctite. Double check it. I like to use these. These are actually out of your pedal crank. As I spoke of, modifying that, what we're talking about in specific. Some of you may be like, oh, what are you saying? Pedal crank. Well, there's a couple of different types. So as you can see here, this bolt is on a square taper crank. And what that does is then, you know, keeps your pedals aligned. We're not talking about this type of a crank, which is a solid piece, obviously. So that would be the difference. But something that I've found over the years of doing this is that those bolts are actually pretty much the same difference. You may have just a little bit too much length on here and just have to cut off 2 or 3 threads to get it in there. I'm not sure with this one. We're going to try to lock it in and see if it'll go. If it doesn't, we'll know. In just a couple minutes here, we need to make an adjustment. Perfect. All right, that is on, baby. Now, back to the clutch. We're gonna clean that off real quick. Let me see. Actually, maybe just a piece of hand sandpaper might do the trick. Really just surface rust, nothing major at all. We're just, again, we want to keep that free of contamination if possible. So when we get the clutch back in there, we're actually going to probably change this out. We have a better plate sent to us by Leo Rolla over in California. And I believe he may have purchased that from RDM in Pittsburgh. Along with Smart Performance. They're both American-made companies. And we do give them a shout out as well. Many thanks and thumbs up. We also do have a Smollett case here that we're going to be working on at some point in time. So hopefully you'll be here to see that as well. right, so now, the only thing we need to do to get this back in, first of all, we're going to put a little bit of grease in here on our spring. And then we're just going to take a large socket and we'll put that right on there and just tap it on. Want to have plenty of grease on here. Keep that nice and lubricated. It can get hot in there. Shouldn't melt it. Shouldn't be a problem. Really just precautionary. Again, that clutch is going to be in there with a sealed bearing, so there's really nothing that can get in there that can contaminate it. Is it going to really make any kind of a difference? Yeah, I mean, it's going back and forth. It's fluxing. Who knows? 9 out of 10, it's probably going to mean nothing. It's just an air of caution, but they even do that from the factory, so something to it. But what you want to do is, there's just a little tiny screw on your flower nut here, and we'll take that off. The reason for that is when we put our socket on there, we don't want it to be sideways. We want that to sit right over top of that flush. Give it a nice even purchase, and then we'll just hit that with the hammer. It should go right on. Oh, boy. Ah. Oh, thank God that didn't break anything. After all that work. Huh? Get the right screwdriver in there might help. Okay. Let's put that over there so we don't lose that. Alright, we need to get our socket. You can just use a larger spark plug socket actually. You can sit that right on top of there. You'll find the one you need. I think this is 7/8, and that'll actually lock over top of the flower nut completely, as you can see. So just give that a few whacks, it'll be right back in there. Oh! And I'll give it one more for good luck. We should be all set. All right. Now you say, oh, good luck, you're all set. How do you know that? Well, when we come to the other side of our clutch, and we move this around to find our cotter, or not our cotter key, but our Woodruff key slot, if you can't see the entirety of the Woodruff key slot, if part of it's still sticking back in there, then you probably don't have your clutch all the way in. So that's just one kind of little tip that you can use. Not saying it's right, not saying it's wrong. Will it work all the time? Maybe, maybe not. Just what I found is a little tip. You're gonna do this yourself at some point in time and go, geez, how do I know if I do have that in there or not? So we're gonna put our Woodruff key back in, hopefully. The thing you really want to do with when you're putting these back in, if at all possible, if you have some super glue, you can just put a dab on there, and when you put it back in, hey Paul, when you put that back in, it'll hold that, and then when you go to put your gear on there, it doesn't get knocked off. Especially helps when you're working on your Magneto, on the stator. So, little trick, hopefully that helps somebody out there. We got our gear right here. We're gonna put that back on. Looking at everything, the teeth on that are good. They're not crimped off, they're not worn. Just a little bit maybe on the inside from the chain in a couple of places. There's just a little bit, but for all intents and purposes, it's all right. I can look to see if I have a better one here since we've gone to all this work. Nope, that one's actually worn. We could probably get rid of it. Just keep it just in case, but So this one looks pretty good. We're just going to check the slot size. Looking at the back of these, I think they're both the same. So that should go right in there. We'll line that up. And, oh, I forgot to do is use your needle nose pliers. You'll put that in. If it's up or down, since that's a half round, you can just push on it. Should flatten it right in for you. That way when you go to put your gear on, if the top of that's up against it, it'll pop it out. So we're back on there, no problem. Get these out of the way. And we got our keeper washer with the little fingers. That'll go in place. Then we're going to put our nut back on, our bolt rather. A nut, yeah, whatever. I am the nut. Ah! All right, anyway. Okay, now you can hold those. Hold the tooth on that. If I can, let's see here. What do I need to use? Well, first let me find a wrench and the right size socket. Okay, now we'll go on the other side. We want to stop this from spinning, so we're just going to grab this. We'll hold our gear on this side. Now, let us tighten this down. And that should be good. All right, getting close. Now, next step, what do we want to do? Okay. Since we're rebuilding this, we have it apart, everybody. Best bet really we can do for ourselves. These rings do actually look pretty good. We could change them out. And that'll just give us that extra compression in there. We're going to put this right back on the same cylinder that it came off of. So they should already be pretty much in place. Let's see here. Oh, I'm taking out one of my blown-in motor. Never took a case apart yet, or a clutch. Okay, yeah, not hard to do, Paul. If you need any help, I do have the playlists on my channel. There's stuff on clutch work in there, and there's a 3-part series, building a motor with Eric, where we start from scratch. We actually take the inside of one of these. There's a hole that was in it, and we epoxied it with JB Weld, sanded it all up, put it back together, piece by piece. Also in there, under maybe motor building in that same category, there's a video by Smolik Performance where he goes step by step on how to take an engine apart. So hopefully that helps you or anybody else that might be in here. My nut was loose, but I had a hard time threading the tool on. Finally forced it and screwed it a few turns easier. All right, man. Cool. I'm glad it worked out. Went for a ride. Ran good. All right, Mike. Nice, nice. Awesome. Awesome, guys. All right. Yeah, sorry if I miss anybody's comment. If you got any questions in there, please do feel free to ask. Again, I'm paying attention to this, trying to explain everything. So if I don't see something, it says we got 58 people on right now. So I'll do what I can. If I lose track, I do apologize. Some of you guys that might be an upper moderator, if you see something going on and you're here and you can kind of chip in, I'd appreciate it. Here is the bearing I was telling you guys about for the bucking bar that we definitely didn't want to lose. Glad we came up with that. That's going to go back in there. We're going to put some grease on that first. So that's in there nice and tight. load that up extra good just to keep that from sliding out of there. In the meantime, while we're working on it, until we get our bucking bar in. I don't want to put the bucking bar in because that has a tendency just to fall back out no matter what. All right, so we want to get the cylinder on. We already have a gasket in here. We're just putting this back together. Again, we took that apart, figure out where everything was. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to put our Magneto in here, the stator arms against our magnet. And then once we have the magnet in there and we have the head back on, we're ready to try to just get some hardware and put this on a bike. So appreciate everybody that stayed thus far. I don't know how long we'll be able to go. If we can get this thing up and running before the show's over, that'll be awesome. If not, I'll try to come back on here and do another little thing with this. Yeah, but if you don't get to see it today, definitely please stop back and give us a shout. If you leave me a comment and you're new here, I would definitely stop on your channel and try to check you out as well and subscribe. Mine won't come out, not for lack of trying too much grease in there. Yeah. Yeah, some of them they're just stuck in there. There's nothing you can do about that. So, but better too much than too little, I guess. All right, where were we at? All right, so we're gonna take this out. We had that in there so we don't get any debris down into our cylinder. I'm sorry, into the case. So that's nice and clean. We're gonna put our cylinder back on. I'm just gonna check the piston here and make sure our rings are up against the pins. If you don't know what that is, I'll show you a piston here so you can understand. It's my little skull piston guy here. So on your piston right, let's see if I can hold it the right way. Here's my thumb. So you see the little black dot right above the middle of my finger there? That's your ring pin or your keeper, and that's where that pin comes together. So if you have that ring offset and you try to put your motor or your cylinder on, what you'll do is you could either snap the ring or later on it'll get a ring snag and you'll blow the motor. So very crucial part. Just make sure that those are lined up, and then you got to pinch your rings in. Got mine in place here. So once you get them in place, then what I try to do is just, I got a little, I don't know how to describe it, but I start out holding them because the sides are open on the skirt. I try to hold the front while I'm first putting it on. Once you get the first ring in, then you can switch and pinch the other one in, if that makes sense. There are tools that you can use to do this. Get this lined up first. All right. Just double check I've got the rings still lined up on their keepers. And if you don't have these right, you're gonna know there's no way to really force this on. Get this down just a little more. So there you go. And we're going to turn that over. You can see, or you can hear, it's moving just the way it should. Actually, just going to take a little bit of this silicone and just dump it in there for a moment. And we'll just turn that over. We just want to keep that nice and lubricated in there. We don't want any friction. Okay. Next thing is check the magnet on your dangers, which are these edges right here. There's a little magnet that's exposed on both sides. You want to wipe those clean. Make sure that you have no debris on those. Because if you have debris on those, it could end up causing either a short or it could reverse the magnetic polarity. There's a lot of stuff that could happen, but Not a super huge deal, but it's definitely something to be concerned with. So that being said, we've taken care of that. We're going to keep on moving. We got our screws here for our setup. I'm going to put this in. Want to get these through. Might have to do that one at a time depending on how big your opening is there. And then you're going to make sure this is actually a heat shield for your exhaust. So you want to make sure that that's always out. Some people try to leave that in kind of towards the engine, and you definitely don't want to do that. You might be asking, how do you know if you're putting this on the right way? The coil on this, the magnet or the wrap, the copper wire it's bulked up to one side. If you try to put it on the other way, it won't sit flush. So that's how that goes. We'll get this locked in here. Here we have our little urethane grommet. I like these better than the hard plastic grommets. You might be able to pick these up online still. I'm not 100% sure, but we'll just go ahead and put that on there as well. When I'm building an engine to send out to somebody, what I typically will do is after I put that in, I'll come in on the back side and I'll use some hot glue gun and I'll just seal that off all together. That way you have, it's not going to keep moisture from getting in there. Actually, the heat, I think the reason they leave a little bit of room there is because if you're riding in the daytime, most of the time, you're not going to get anything up in there. If you have that completely sealed, what happens is when that heats and cools, sometimes the metal will sweat, and then you are going to have oxidation in there anyway. So it's 6 of a dozen, half of the other. Just something I do for caution. Whether it does anything or not, again, it's just builder's baker builder choice. 6 of a dozen, half of another. So I can get this to line up right away. We're not going to tighten these all the way down. We're going to look at the spacing on the magnet, make sure that we have equal trim on both sides before we really send it home. Oh. All right, so we'll just use this socket. We're going to turn the magnet so the dangers are out and not parallel, or not up, but perpendicular. So looking at it, it's actually pretty good. I mean, I can get the screwdriver in here and possibly just pull that down just the tiniest little bit. However, that's not going to move the top. You want pretty good even spacing on there. They say a playing card is the width that you want, ideally. Also, on the bottom of these, if you look down here, there is a little pivot joint, and that will allow you to manipulate that a tiny little bit. However, more than likely, the problem is not that pivot joint, but where these bolts actually rest. So we're going to go ahead and just tighten it down like this, I think. I just put my hand against that. Now you want this snug. They don't have to be overly tight. You may have to get this part back off. A lot of times these things will end up binding in there anyway, and then you got to cut the head off, and then after you pull it off, you have to sit there with a vice grip and just twist them back out manually. Not a big deal. Okay. All right, looking good, looking good. We're gonna put the, let's see here. Let's just check the squish up top here. We're not gonna put the wheel on this, but see where this is sitting. It's actually really good. Might even be just a little low. When I say a little low, you want a really good squish in there, about 0.95, 0.90 of a millimeter. So we could probably go without putting our gasket back in there. Have to see what happens. I'm gonna put it on now just because. If I can. Oh, good Lord. Something's gonna ruin that one, unfortunately. Oh, we can always bend it flat. Something's off with that. Let me see here real quick. You know, like 20 of these things in here, so not a big deal. We're going. This one feels like it might be just a smidge thinner anyway. All right. So just a little bit of tension on that for some reason on that one bolt. So I'll just move this back and forth either way to get that down. Try to keep it smooth. There we go. All right. That's going to tighten down. It'll straighten itself out anyway. No harm, no foul there. Let's get our Dremel back out of the way. So let's see here. What do I want to see what we got in here? I had an idea there with pins on the piston, broke a ring too. Damn, learning the hard way. Stick with you. Geez. Let's see. Yeah, it's a learning thing. It's definitely a learning thing, you know. We just do the best we can, and sometimes it's easy and it goes right together, and sometimes it's just altogether frustrating. So you never know what it's gonna be. All right, let's get our head back on here. Just gonna stay with the stock head. Probably do have a couple other ones we could use. Let me look around real quick. Maybe we'll put something else on instead. Let's see here. I think I have an aluminum one. Oh, yeah, something's a little bit off there for some reason. One of those bolts is might have done that when it fell on the floor, unfortunately. All right. Here we have a little bit of a painted black aluminum head G4, G5. I can't remember G5. I think that's what they call this. So we'll use this one. Let's see here, which way is the plug going? That way. We'll probably change the plug out anyhow at some point. All right. Now here's a trick for you if you don't know this one. Obviously this is deep. When you're doing this, you can just put your bolts right on there, set them on by hand, no problem at all. What do you want to do? Oh, I'm thinking take these and you put them on your Allen key, and you can hold that back there until you get it in place. And then you set that right on top of that in the center and just drop them right on. It should go right in there for you. And then same thing when you're doing your bolt. And just put that right in your socket ahead of time, then just put that in there. You don't want to force it and cross thread it, but it should find itself pretty easily. Save you all kind of trouble. And it would be nice if it came off and went off. Again, like I said, you never know what's going to happen. Love Our Toy Pups is here. If you guys don't know who Love Our Toy Pups is, she is awesome. She would do everything to try to cheer you up and make your day and help your channel grow. Awesome, awesome person. She has sang me a couple of songs. I've almost been embarrassed. Felt like a little school kid or something. So if you haven't subscribed to her, head over there and check it out. Lots of fun. She also supports a lot of people, you know, Timo, Chase, Yogi doing burpees, everything. Everybody else that's part of the crew. All right. That's fighting me. I'm probably putting the wrong ones on here. I have the other ones right here and I'm not paying attention. So let me just get all our washers in place first. Again, what we're going to do is just line these up. We're going to put our flat washer on and our lock washer. Sometimes I'll do a flat washer and then a lock washer. And these have a washer head on them, so that really isn't necessary. But however, whatever you're comfortable with, if you want to put, you know, 1, 2, none. Lock washer, you know, it's not absolutely essential. You should have it there, but if you can't do anything other than just put a washer on, go ahead and do that. So do that favor for yourself. How's the host? I'm good. If I miss your comments in there, I apologize. I got trying to get this accomplished, and sometimes I just get going and then I don't pay attention to the chat, or somebody types and somebody else is typing and the comment gets overlooked. Let's see which one I got this in already now. Okay, got one there, one here. Come on, baby. Come on, baby, finish what you started. All right, we're in there. So, let's try to get these on now if we can. It's been an awesome show so far. We got handlebars on a bike, changed those out, and we got almost through building another engine and then found out that the crank was seized up, something that I had not even realized. So got this one out and we had to do some work on it, but should be up and running here shortly. We've all we have to do is, let's see, we already got the carb on. We just got to put some hardware on the bottom of this to mount it, and we'll swap out the back tire and should be up and running. So let's go ahead and tighten this down. We got a lot of stuff to tighten on the bike. What we did there was just kind of get everything in place and make sure it was going to be good. We'll have to go back through and check everything. You always want to double check, make sure you haven't left anything loose. You are going to be going 25 to 50 miles an hour on one of these. You know, it's not the time to go, oh, gee, did I do that? So, yeah. Okay. Just put this back. This is our flower nut screw. We're going to put that back in real quick just so we don't lose it. Again, we're more than likely going to change the clutch plate out on this in a minute anyway, but if I can get it in the hole, I think that's what she said. Sorry, you're going to have to put up with my crash here. It's a workshop. Thank you for being here again, Toy Pups. Any other females we got, we love you guys as well. God bless you all for being here. 66, yeah, it's a 66cc, yep. So, indeed, 47.6 and a 38. Okay. Hand sanitizer went somewhere. It's actually one of the few things I liked about COVID. Still got so much of this stuff laying around here. I can use it to clean my hands with when I'm in a pinch. Instead of running to wash them, all the alcohol just eats right through a lot of that grease. And then my hands aren't sliding around while I'm trying to tighten stuff up. All right, let's send it. So we're gonna go crisscross on our pattern while we're starting this. So I went from one side to the rear on the other side. We're gonna tighten these down pretty much to where they're snug. And then we're gonna come in and just give them a good little turn of the wrist, flick of the wrist. You don't need to over tighten this. These are only even really called for 12 pounds of pressure. So if you wanted to go out and find a torque wrench that does that, and you'd probably have to even get one that's in some, anyway. I think I just dropped something else I need. We'll find it. But yeah, they don't have to be overly tight, basically is what I'm trying to say. So, all right. Obviously, this mounting hardware, as you can see, has had better days. We're gonna get that right out of there. Go ahead and get this engine stand out of the way now that we're done building that mostly. We'll put it back up there if we need it. We're gonna get right in here with our vice grips. Lock these down. Oh, not quite. Put another tool away while I'm thinking about it here. I'm mounting a mess on top of this in a minute. So, to run outside, we're gonna have to look for some hardware. Take you guys out there with me. If you've been here with us for a long time, you know this all used to be in the shop, so it's kind of gives me more room now that I'm gonna have the dog and trying to set up a workstation for this spring. If I can get into school, I'd like to. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to, but we're gonna try. What was I coming on here for? Oh, hardware. Okay. It's hardware. Oh, stop being so silly, would you? Okay. All right. Here we go. Got all kind of stuff in here. Oh, geez, I probably had a brand new needle bearing I could have put in there too. Okay, I think this is the one we primarily need. Although, let me just double check. Might have some other hardware mounting. Jeez. And this one down here. Oh, I need that anyway. Chain lube. Don't take that to a ditty party. You might not be seen again. Okay, we can get this out of here. All right. Hardware. No, nothing in there that we can use. So, let's see. This one was nothing we could use in there either. And, okay. So, get that back in here. Get a lid on that. I don't know why that's loose. I'm not here to do much in a long time. Actually, I just found some here. Those actually might come in handy. We will take that one in with us as well. All right. Eric's in the house. Eric Lapointe. Knives Are Life. We got a Knives Our Lives are in here. Hold on, man. Missed everything's been said in the chat. I'm sorry, guys. Icon 40. Okay, we're doing some talk on the engines and stuff here. 47,640, 69.4. Good to know. Thank you, Paul. Inch pounds. That's what I was trying to think. Inch pounds over foot pounds. 1 to 20 inch pounds, 1/4 dry. 1 to 20 foot pounds. Okay. Just sub, wish you the best. Knives are life. Knives, if you're still here, I'm going to give you a spanner as well, bro. You can type on anybody's name now or punch on it. It's a little box. It says go to, subscribe, go back, and you can come right back into the feed. All right. Yeah. All right, you know what, guys? We've been going for a while. I'm glad we got so many people here still. Thanks for sticking around with us. Definitely going to keep this thing going if we can. Running out of battery. I didn't think this show was going to go that long. Somehow God has given me the strength. I can't tell you I know much about doing burpees like Eric. This guy is a beast. If you don't know who he is, definitely go check out his channel. He's got a huge Christmas tree farm. Sorry about that. Right up the street. I want to say right up the street, but he is my neighbor. Not by far, just over the Connecticut border there. And I'd love to be able to get together and meet him and just do a little video sometime. Even if really nothing got done, maybe I could sit on the front of his tractor and do jumping jacks or something while he's driving. I think we'll do him sober though, Eric. I don't drink anymore. Do him naked in a pink tutu with a wig. Yeah! Not today, devil. Oh, shit. So, anyway. Yeah, Eric's good people. Check him out over there. Thanks for being here. Everybody else, too. Thanks for the thumbs ups, guys. As I was saying, I really didn't expect to go this long. If you know me, you know I got wicked bad ADD and all that, and I am starting to get scatterbrained, so I'll do my best to keep this rolling. Hopefully we can get this at least onto the bike and mounted. I don't know if we'll actually get it started right now, but I will definitely post a video later today, if I can, of me riding it. If not, we can save this for tomorrow, and we'll do it then. So, all right. Well, it don't look pretty, but there it is. We can use that if we have to. I haven't been out there to clean out my stuff in so long. Don't know what I have in here for just straight mounting hardware. I have a lot of engine studs that sometimes I'll just put those in there and I'll use extra pieces, jack the motor up on the frame so I have more clearance in there, get a bigger carburetor on or something. Show you guys all that in a minute, what I'm talking about or trying to explain. All right, well, we got a couple of good ones here. Actually, you know what? These are thick. So there is a different taper. This is a 1-off 1 millimeter, and this is a standard. You can see the difference, possibly. It did focus, so hopefully you can see what I'm saying there. That's something else you gotta look at when you're doing these. Sometimes you can get the wrong thread in right, if that makes sense, and it'll work. But it may be later when you go to try to pull it out or something, it doesn't want to come out, or it could even snap, and then you got to go in there and drill it out. All right, I had those two small bolts. Lose those. Where I put them. Studs. I'm kind of up in the air with using these hardened bolts. A lot of times that I've used them, I've actually ended up snapping these have snapped off in the case. For whatever reason, just the soft, malleable steel actually has a little bit more flex when you're riding from the vibration, and these tend to be all right. The reason I like to use these, you can lock them in pretty easily, take them out pretty easily. It's out of the way. where you have these are sticking out, and then you gotta somehow get in there and screw them in. Might not be the easiest depending on your setup. I think like Paul's working on a pretty tight engine right now on his bike frame, so getting in there to try to tool some of this stuff can definitely be a challenge. Anyway, let's see here. All right, so what do I want to do? What am I trying to do here? This, okay, I just need 2 for the front, 2 for the back. These longer ones should be all right. I just had the other one here. Make sure these are the same. Okay, these are the same. Now we'll probably use those up front. Reason being is, this is gonna go around the frame, and then that'll go on the front. We can lock those right in. On the back, we can have these sticking out a little bit. I've got to get the engine mount. I got to find it. Okay. Should put this back on the stand in the meantime. But, man, let me get this junk out of the way here. Okay, let's see here. This is the one. We're going to keep that out. Keep these here for the moment. Gear puller can go back in the specialty box. And I need to find, oh, I know this. Oh, yeah. There it is. I'm trying to remember where I set the dang thing now. Got it in a box here somewhere. Yeah, man. Try to give you a laugh. Let's have a little fun. Where is the rear engine mount that I need? Oh, it's probably down here. Okay. So here we got our engine mounts. We got our clips. What do we want to do? What do we want to do? We want to put these in here for now. We're just going to finger them in for the moment. Just barely get them started is all we need to do. If I can. Oh, I didn't want to go. Okay. Oh, bloody heck. All right, just enough to get that on. The reason all we're doing is just setting this up, everybody, is because we got to put it into the frame and see how it's going to fit in the cradle. So obviously, before we tighten anything up, we want to just check and make sure that that's where everything is going to live. And it's going to set itself. So I'll get the camera moved over here. And right. Now, one thing I've noticed is this derailleur may get in the way. May have to remove that. I'd like to keep it on there if possible. It looks like, however, it might work. So we do have this cup holder that's on there. That needs to come off. And hopefully this is the right one. Oh, I love it when that happens. Sometimes God is good to me. Sometimes I struggle because I'm thinking for myself and instead of letting bigger minds help me. But we'll get her done here, everybody. Again, thanks for being here. I'm not sure who's in the chat. If you have left a message, do appreciate it. You're welcome to subscribe to each other. Leave us any kind of a comment. If you want to get something off your chest, if you're having a bad day, I don't even care if it's a troll. we'll let you live. But definitely try to get hooked up with each other. That's gonna work, everybody. Look at that. Don't have to move anything. That's gonna be way below there. Awesome, awesome sauce. Looks like we're gonna have clearance for the exhaust. We might even be able to get an expansion chamber on this one. Let me go ahead and tighten these in on the back now that we know we're gonna be able to do that. And, oh. I think. Oh, look at that. Well, I'm going to take my chances. We're going to go ahead and use the case hardened steel. Same size, same length. Let me think about this. I got to put this on. This has got to go on here. And then these are coming in from the back. Are we gonna be, we might have to put some spacers in there. Let me see. I could take the time and try to do this. Either way. What I'm doing right now, bear with me, I'm just checking the threads that were in there. I want to make sure I'm putting the same exact threads back in. So I do have a couple of pieces here that are good. Go ahead and get those in. We're going to use a little bit of thread lock. Typically I might use green. Red's all right, blue's all right. Red's probably better, but blue will work. Anything that's going to be moving on your disc brakes or something like that, you probably want to use blue. But if you do use something different, that's your call. Again, builder's choice. 6 of a dozen, half of the other. In the meantime, I gotta find some hardware to lock these on. So what we're gonna do is the old double nut trick. Let's see, we had some other people get in here, or see, John Budden, a metal fabricator, and Eric Noyes, NASA engineer, set a new world record of 144 point miles with a 50 cc. Oh, wow. Nice. That's pretty fast. 144, huh? Not to blow my own horn or anything, guys. I've gone 80 on one of these. 81, actually. Whether you believe it or not, I really have no reason to lie to you. And I do have the speed record from it on my phone from my GPS. I did not record it. As you guys know, oh, Nightbot came in. Okay. Nice to see you finally, Nightbot. We got Joyce something questionable stop spamming symbol. Oh, sorry. Okay, guys, I have Nightbot set to, I'm sorry, Joyce. How can I get you back? I am the moderator here. Nightbot, it should only be like a 10-second thing. Let me... okay, put... Okay, I just put Nightbot on a 10-minute timeout, guys. I am terribly sorry about that, Joyce. I think it's set that you can only do like 10 symbols. So anyway, I forgot that I even had Nightbot on here. That's awesome. The thing finally started working. But I am so sorry about that, Joyce. Please stick around. Hopefully you're on just like a 2-minute warning or something. It's really uncalled for. Oh! And thank you for all the smiley faces. That was really cool of you. God bless you. To make sure we use our words in here, use your big words. Like Love Our Toy Pup says, use your words. Emojis are for the little kids. But no, it's just a joke from her channel anyway. Really terribly sorry about that. And I'm not sure if you were new here. We got Nathaniel. Nathaniel Tankersley. Hello. All right. Joyce Mucheru. I'm so sorry I can't say your name properly. I really do apologize. Anybody else? 6680cc Nathan. Thank you for asking. So I'm so embarrassed. I think we've timed out like 2 people on here in the whole history of this channel. They were probably total idiots. And were attacking one of the other members or just said something that was even too rough for us. And that goes a long way to say that. So, I mean, I've had kind of a pretty coarse life. And as I've tried to tell people, you know, I've tried to give my life to Jesus and do the right thing. Be an example where I can. And it's changed my life, having that kind of a relationship and spirituality. You might not be a church person, you know, that's all right. I definitely encourage you to try to, you know, find a Bible if you don't have one, if you're wondering about that stuff, and read it. It's all right there. John's a great book to start out in, but it's definitely been life-changing. So, wow, I'm putting this on so far. I'm just trying to turn this. Oh. But yeah, I mean, I used to be pretty coarse in my jokes and my language. I've tried to tame it down, have an appropriate content. I know there's probably some kids in here and stuff. Joyce is back. Hi, Joyce. You can have a wrench too. Thank you, honey, for sticking around. Sorry about that. Add as a moderator. There you go. Standard moderator. Joyce, what you can do, now you have the little wrench. Just type your name in again. Just say hi or something. You should have a little blue spanner there. And you can click on anybody's name. And a little box will come up. It says like timeout and stuff. Just ignore that stuff. It'll say go to channel. So you can just go to channel. And then hit the subscribe. And then press the back arrow. And you'll come right back into the feed. And you won't have to try to search for somebody's name later on or write it down and then you can't find it. You're welcome to subscribe to anybody here. We try to help each other out like that. And it's probably something that YouTube should be doing anyway, just so you can find each other if you want to. Anyhow, long story short, set out to tell you, thanks for being here. And again, I do apologize. If anybody else gets timed out by Nightbot, don't worry about it. The settings are really relaxed. Again, like I said, I think you can put up to like 10 little smiley faces. I think they count as like 4 words or something. I forget exactly how all that goes. And then the bigger super stickers like Nathaniel put in, I don't remember what those actually constitute, but everybody in there should be all right. She says she's from Kenya, so thank you for being here. Can you come back sometime soon too? Love to have you. I'm glad new people are in here. And I really do appreciate meeting people from all over the world. And it's awesome. You know, just having that connection. So yeah, definitely stick around, stay with us. I'm gonna try to get back in there and concentrate, everybody. Again, I'm running on fumes, and the battery doesn't have much to go, so maybe wrapping this up sooner than later. Again, like I said, I was gonna try to get this on the bike and maybe even get it started. All we have to do is swap the tire out on the back. And we got to get a clutch cable in here. We got a kind of a ways to go, so probably won't happen in this show. But do hit the all notification button, people, if you're new. We'd love to have you back. We go live quite a bit. I think I want to change this other stud out real quick if I can. I don't like the way this one's going. Oh, my knees getting old, A little up and down pads in the other room. I was doing my workout with it this morning. So, okay, let's try to get this one in here instead. Make sure this is the same. I believe it is. It might not be, though. May end up using the other one. I really don't. Why this is giving me a hard time. It doesn't want to thread in almost like it's gonna not strip itself out, but cross thread itself. Let's find the one that goes on here. None of those do. So maybe this is actually a bad thread. Oh boy. All right. What can we do? All right. So we'll probably have to use one of these instead. I'll put some extra nuts or something that are bigger on the end of that just to lock it on there. We have one on here for now. We're going to go ahead and try to tighten that down thoroughly if we can, if I can find the right bolts to go on that. Let's turn it this way so you can see. And we get the second one on top. And now that those two are together, it should, oh, if I get this one on far enough. Helps if you don't strip the thing out. Oh, for crying out loud. God help me now. Oh. All right. I'm getting frustrated. I'm tired, guys. We've been going, this 2-3 hours or something. We got somebody from Andy from Romania. Oh man, we got so many people there. So many people are on the show right now. I just take a couple minutes and sit down, get something to drink. I need to step away from that. It's I don't want to do something and rush and then screw myself up after all this time. So we put so much work into that. We'll get it together. We'll do another show. Maybe later tonight, maybe tomorrow. Bring you guys in here real quick into the crapshoot. Let me get my hands washed up. I don't know if anybody has, where do you live? In which country, Joyce? Joyce, I'm in the United States of America. I'm in the New England section, which is the upper northeast part of the country. And I live in the state of Rhode Island, which is kind of in between Connecticut, underneath Massachusetts. And there's also New Hampshire, New York, Maine, a few other states that are in this area. I don't actually remember, and I should know, and I apologize. I know the name Kenya. I know there's Niger, there's Egypt, West Africa, I think. Is that no? I gotta look at a map again. I should have a better thought form of where things are. I like to understand where people live myself. So, the water running there. Sorry if you guys couldn't hear me. But, can you come and visit? Yeah, if you want to. I welcome anybody here. I mean, I can't keep you forever, but anybody that's part of this channel that's known me for a long time, you can go on my YouTube, or not the, in the YouTube, and go under our playlist, under my favorites. There's a couple of videos in there. Throttle, Roger Paul. Yeah, if you want our email, the email's in there. You can email me. You can we can send an email. I can get a WhatsApp. We can talk to anybody. You know, if I can help you somehow, I'll definitely try to. I got 2 days to go right now until my dog comes from Louisiana. I am so stoked. She will be here on Friday. And they left this morning to start driving her up here. So I thank God for that. It's going to be a wonderful, wonderful experience. I'm really hoping it's a good fit. And her name's May May. She's going to be part of the channel. Down the hatch. Leonard, good morning. Sorry I got sidetracked there. So I'm just getting ready to wrap this up. I'll sit and have a smoke with you, Leonard. Been going for 2 or 3 hours strong now, man, and my brain's just worn out. Trying to explain everything and get everything done in a pretty quick fashion there. So it's a lot of fun. I'll show you what we got done. We swapped out, we put some beach cruiser handlebars on this mountain bike. I'd started building this engine and didn't realize that the crank was no good. The lower bearing's gone. It won't turn. It's jammed up in there, so I have to take that all apart. But we had changed that piston, put that piston on. And I was going to put that cylinder back on. So instead, I had this other engine. We ended up having to change the smaller gear on the clutch side, change that out, and put that back together. We had to take the clutch out to do that because that was broken. So we had to cut that out with the Dremel ever so carefully. And I did throw it out here somewhere I was going to show you, but... dragonfly. Oh, there's one there too. I don't know if I can adjust make it any clearer or not. Anyway. But yeah, I got a lot done this morning, Leonard. As you know, I haven't been in the shop for quite some time, and it was really awesome. We still got quite a few people on here according to this chat thing, so I do appreciate every one of you that stuck out through this whole thing, or otherwise. We had quite a few people bouncing in and out of here. One of the best shows I think I've ever had as far as attendance goes, so it's definitely a gift. Thank God for that. And yeah, man. Like I said, we'll sit down and have a question and answer or whatever. You pray to God. God's with a capital G. Well, yeah, I don't. Bonjour, good morning, buongiorno a tutti. Comment ça va? Bien, et toi? Probably got orange juice in here still, huh? I don't know who all these wonderful people are that are in here, but this is so awesome. Like I said, if the stats are right, we got 24 people in here right now. We haven't done a show like this in a long time. It's been about a year since we had we had a live show we did. We were traveling around and had over 1,000 views. But had about 50 people on it at any given moment. So definitely blew my mind to see so many folks here today, and really do appreciate it, each and every one of you, for helping support the channel. And yeah, I just don't have the right words to tell you how much it means to me. So let's see, what do we got? It says something about surgery. Surgery. Nothing in the near future. I'll probably get my knee replaced next winter. Try to work all, having a broken arm this year and having a stroke and getting hit and left for dead by the car down in Charleston. So I haven't had work in over 6 months, guys. So things are definitely tight, and be nice if somebody would respond to my GoFundMe thing. I put one of those up there, but never really gained any traction. So who knows, whatever. Work for it. It'll come, it'll happen. Some door will get open. Surgery with the Dremel. Now I get it. Yeah, man, surgeon. I didn't even put my gloves on. Can you imagine that? But yeah, we've had people from all over the world here today too. Let's see, Kenya now. We got Paul's up in Canada. Leo, you're in Cali. We had Germany here earlier. We had Australia here earlier. Connecticut stopped in. Love our toy pups. I think she's either in Cali or Florida. I can't remember which. So many new names in here too, and people that haven't been here in so long. Definitely would have been cool if we could have seen maybe oh, so yep, there goes the battery. That's why it froze. We're gonna have to wrap it up in a minute, but yeah, it'd been cool if DIY Dark Matter would have been in here. Also, let's see, what's our other friend from over in Germany? Trying to think of his name. It's not coming to my mind right now. Squirrel Sniper came in. Guys, if you don't know who Squirrel Sniper is, scroll back up through and definitely subscribe to his channel. He's a master with a chainsaw. That dude makes some of the most amazing statues. Smoke 300 was in the house. Knuckle Bustin' Numbskull was here. Check his channel out. He's got a huge, like, 30-foot catapult slingshot thing in the backyard. Big fun. Matt stopped in from Norway. Another great channel. He's similar to Optimob. Does a lot of driving vehicles, a lot of little funny shorts. See who else was here. I'm trying to remember. I'm flipping through. Anyhow, so many people in here. Such a wonderful time. Mike Legault says, have a great day. Thank you, Mike. Thank you so much for coming along and enjoying the journey. We got a link in here. Paul's throwing up at something in maybe his channel or a video he wants everybody to check out. Feel free to jump on that. And yeah, man. Willard is alive. Yeah, I've seen a couple of Willards. A lot of times, guys, if you don't realize I am watching your show, I'm just doing something on my phone and I'm watching it on TV. I always give you a thumbs up. So if you don't, oh, Willard's live right now. Okay. Well, I'll try to get over there and check it out. Yeah, I watch a lot of your people's channels. Ann's Place. There's a couple of cat shows. There's some fishing stuff. If you don't know who Anyfin is Possible, definitely check that out. You got Stuart the Fish Whisperer does the ties. He's over in Scotland. Almost everybody that's on YouTube uses his stuff. He's a great dude, so check that out too. I don't know. I've subscribed to so many people lately. I try to go in there and watch videos and leave comments. I pick somebody at random almost nightly and just put your playlist on. So trying to build up watch hours for everybody. And you know, if you could do the same for me, if you think of it, it'd be awesome. But do feel free to stop back anytime. Again, we're gonna have to wrap it up. I'm out of battery. But thank you all for being here. And yeah, I'll try to do something else tomorrow. What's today? Wednesday? Yeah, tomorrow Jane's gonna be here, so we'll get to see her. I gotta run and get some last minute supplies for the dog. And beyond that, I should have a couple hours to finish up the build here with you guys and gals. So we'll look forward to that. If I don't go on, I'll try to leave a little video, at least just letting you know. More than likely, if you don't find that though, we're usually live either Saturday or Sunday. We'll try to do something on Sunday this weekend. I will be home because I'm going to have the dog. I won't be in Newport going to church. So I'll be watching church on TV here instead. But we'll definitely do something as soon as possible. So once again, thank you all. Do the right thing. I know you guys don't like, not everybody likes Trump, but the balance of democracy really stands to be overthrown right now. I'm on Twitter all the time, and there's just busloads of migrants that are being brought in. They get to cut the line. They go into their little Tim Waltz tampon shit on, and it's just not right, man. I think they're going to try and throw this election all together, and if they do, everything's going to be Democrat. We won't have the House. We won't have anything. And we're already feeding all these people. We got vets sleeping on the street and homeless people that aren't getting the appropriate medical care that they need. So that's just my opinion on things. You can take it or leave it with a grain of salt. I would advise you, though, if you don't believe me, look Trump up. And just look up, try this for a headline. Go right into Google. Did Trump donate his salary as president? President Trump left a $600 million a year income, became our president, donated his salary to charity, signed so much stuff to help people, whether you're black, white, Hispanic, whatever. He's really thrown under the bus. The dude does care about America, and it's just really not right what they portrayed him as. And I really, you know what, if it happens that he doesn't get in there, it's God's plan. Again, I really feel like these might be the end times, and a one world order will happen if it's not here already. You know, they already did a test run with COVID. Everybody laid down all across the world and did anything they were told. So we've already seen the power of the government, and how susceptible people are to misinformation. But with that said, I'm praying for each and every one of you today. I love you all. And until we see you next time, be well, harm none, Godspeed.